There is a $200 trauma kit on Amazon, bright red case, tactical logo, 150 pieces, that a retired Army Ranger told me he would disassemble in 4 minutes and throw away 80% off. Not donate, throw away. Because 80% of what's in that kit gets replaced by a single item. One item. From the livestock aisle at Tractor Supply. For $14. He's been carrying it since his second deployment. He keeps 12 rolls of it in his storage room. And until 2 years ago, he'd never told a civilian about it. His words, they wouldn't believe it was as good as it is until they actually used it. In 4 minutes, I'll tell you exactly what this item is, exactly where it is in Tractor Supply, and which 6 tools from a $200 trauma kit it replaces. Most people have walked past it 100 times. There's also a specific application technique not on the product label, not in any first aid manual, that a Special Forces 18D told me is more effective for a specific field medical scenario than the purpose-built $45 product it replaces. And the thing that stopped me, the reason a 75th Ranger Regiment veteran said this $14 item is more important than anything else in a trauma kit, comes down to one word. That's the last thing I'm covering. A $200 trauma kit is designed to be purchased, not used. Designed to sit in a bag, look comprehensive, make you feel prepared, and never be opened. The companies know this. The difference between a kit designed to be purchased and a kit designed to be used shows up when you actually open it. When you try to use it on a real wound. When you realize the adhesive doesn't stick, the bandages are too small. Pete, 11 years with 1st Ranger Battalion. 2 combat deployments. Now teaches field medicine in North Carolina. They buy complexity. What they need is reliability. Those 2 things are almost never in the same package. The $200 kit has 150 pieces, my field kit has 11. And my 11 pieces will outperform their 150 in every scenario I've ever encountered. 11 pieces. One of them a $14 item from Tractor Supply. Pete sorted the $200 kit into 2 piles. Pile 1, what he'd keep, genuine tourniquet, Israeli bandage, chest seals, hemostatic gauze, nitrile gloves. Pile 2, everything else. Pile 2, adhesive bandages in 12 sizes, alcohol wipes, burn gel instant cold pack, the tape that won't adhere to wet skin, scissors that will break on first hard use. All gone. Pete said, the 150-piece kit is built to impress you at purchase, not to perform in field conditions. In field conditions, your hands are shaking. Your patient may be moving. The environment is wet, dirty and cold. Products that photograph well. Not products that perform in field conditions. The product that performs in every field condition Pete has encountered is not in that $200 kit. It's in the livestock aisle at Tractor Supply for $14. Pete pulled the tourniquet out of the kit. He handed it to me. He said, twist that until you feel resistance. I did. It snapped. Counterfeit cat tourniquets are a documented problem in the prepper market. The genuine cat retails for $29.95 from North American Rescue. Counterfeits sell for $8 to $12 in bundled kits. They fail under the torque required to stop arterial bleeding. Pete said, a tourniquet that breaks under application force is not a tourniquet. It's a piece of plastic that will kill someone who's counting on it. Buy your genuine cat from North American Rescue directly. $29.95. The engineering specifications that make this item what it is, self-adhering without adhesive, sticks only to itself, never to skin or wound tissue. Elasticity of approximately 150%. Water-resistant. Tear by hand. No scissors required. 3M Vetrap Bandaging Tape. Marketed as veterinary self-adherent bandaging tape for livestock. At Tractor Supply, Livestock and Animal Health section. $3.49 per roll. 4-roll pack. $12.99 to $14.99. Function 1. Medical tape that holds when wet. Standard medical tape loses adhesion on wet or oily skin within minutes. Vetrap adheres to itself regardless of skin moisture. In field trauma, the patient is sweating, bleeding, or soaked. Function 2. Elastic bandage replacement. Vetrap provides identical ACE wrap compression with 2 advantages: it doesn't slip, and it doesn't require metal clips to secure the end. Sticks to itself at the terminal end. Function 3. Wound dressing retention. Vetrap wrapped over a sterile dressing retains it through movement, moisture, and time without adhesive contact with skin, where standard tape fails. Function 4. Improvised splinting wrap. Vetrap over a SAM splint or any rigid material, a branch, tent pole, magazine, holds the splint in position through patient movement. Without slipping. Function 5. Grip enhancement. Vetrap wrapped around a tool handle provides immediate tactile enhancement in wet, cold, or stressed grip conditions. A non-medical function with direct field utility. Function 6. Blister prevention and management. Pre-wrapping friction points, heels, Achilles tendon, ball of foot with Vetrap before a long movement reduces blister formation by managing shear force at the skin surface. 6 functions. 1 product. $3.49 per roll. From the livestock aisle. Pete said, "The cow doesn't care about the label. Neither do I." Connor, 12 years in Special Forces, 3 combat deployments, walked me through the improvised occlusive chest seal technique on a training mannequin. Here's the application that elevates Vetrap beyond useful field tape. An open chest wound creates a condition called open pneumothorax, sucking chest wound. Air enters the chest cavity through the wound on inhalation, preventing the lung from inflating. Without occlusion, the condition is rapidly fatal. Step 1. Place a non-stick gauze pad directly over the wound. Step 2. Apply petroleum jelly around the wound margin, outside the gauze, to create an airtight seal between gauze and skin. Step 3. Wrap Vetrap in overlapping layers completely around the torso at wound level. 4 to 6 wraps minimum. The self-adhesion creates circumferential compression, holding the petroleum jelly seal firmly against skin. Step 4. Leave one corner of the gauze deliberately unsealed, tape 3 sides, leave the 4th free. This creates a flutter valve. On exhalation, pressure pushes the corner open, air escapes. On inhalation, the corner collapses closed. Connor said, "A purpose-built chest seal is better if you have one. But this technique with Vetrap and petroleum jelly is significantly better than no chest seal. It has saved lives. Not in a training scenario. In the field. $3.49 of Vetrap and $1.25 of petroleum jelly. Improvised occlusive chest seal with a flutter valve. It has saved lives in the field. And it is not in any civilian first aid manual." At the end of our conversation, I asked Pete, "You said there's one word that explains why operators know about Vetrap and most civilians never will. What's the word?" He didn't answer immediately. "Forgiveness." He said, "Every piece of gear has a performance envelope. The conditions under which it works correctly. Medical tape works correctly on dry, clean skin in a controlled environment. Most field conditions are outside those envelopes. The patient is sweating. The wound is bleeding. The environment is wet. Your hands are shaking. You're doing this in the dark or in a moving vehicle or while someone is screaming. Vetrap's performance envelope is almost everything. Wet or dry, moving or still, shaking hands or steady, irregular surface or flat. It doesn't require precise tension, it doesn't require perfect conditions, it forgives the conditions. It forgives the operator. In a real field trauma scenario, forgiving gear is the most valuable gear, not the most capable. Not the most sophisticated, the most forgiving. Pete said, "In Ranger School they strip everything down to what works when you're running on no sleep, no food, and maximum stress. What's left is not what's impressive. It's what forgives the conditions you're in. Vetrap is what's left. Every time." Pete's complete 11-piece field kit. Item 1. Genuine cat tourniquet, $29.95 from North American Rescue directly. 1 unit. Guaranteed genuine. Non-negotiable. Item 2. Vetrap 4-inch rolls. $3.49 each from Tractor Supply. Carry 4. Items 3 and 4. Israeli Bandage 6-inch, $14.97 and Quick Clot hemostatic gauze, $22. Items 5 through 7. Non-stick gauze pads, $2.97. Petroleum jelly, $1.25. Nitrile gloves from a 100-count box. Items 8 through 9, saline wound wash, $5.97, alcohol prep pads, under $1. Item 10, Sharpie permanent marker, $1.49. Write tourniquet application time on patient's forehead. Time of application determines treatment at higher care. This is not optional. Item 11. Pen light or small LED light. $9.99. Wound assessment in low light. Hands free via mouth hold. No trauma kit functions in the dark without light. 11 pieces. Approximately $95 total. Against a $200 kit with 150 pieces that Pete would discard 120 of. Every piece in his kit has been used in a real scenario. Not a training scenario, a real one. Pete mentioned a second Tractor Supply item, not medical, not in the same aisle. He keeps with his Vetrap for one specific function Vetrap alone can't cover. Tongue depressors. Wooden craft sticks. 100 count for $3.99. A tongue depressor on each side of a fractured finger, held by Vetrap, is a functional finger splint. 2 on each side of a wrist fracture, a functional wrist splint. 4 bundled together. The rigid core for larger improvised splints. Pete said, $3.99 for 100 splinting units. I keep a handful in the same pouch as the Vetrap. Together they cover every splinting need I've ever had in a field scenario. $3.99 for 100 units. The item, 3M Vetrap Bandaging Tape, 4-inch width, 5-yard rolls. Tractor Supply, Livestock and Animal Health section. $3.49 per roll, $12.99 to $14.99 for a 4-roll pack. Buy 4 at minimum. The 6 functions. Medical tape that holds when wet. Elastic bandage that doesn't slip. Wound dressing retention. Improvised splinting wrap. Grip enhancement on tools and handles. Blister prevention and management. The technique? Vetrap plus petroleum jelly plus non-stick gauze equals improvised occlusive chest seal with flutter valve. 3 sides sealed, 1 corner free. Corners field-tested technique, not in any civilian manual. The word? Forgiveness. The most forgiving gear is the most valuable gear in real field trauma conditions. Vetrap forgives wet conditions, shaking hands, irregular surfaces, and untrained operators. For $3.49 per roll. Pete's complete 11-piece kit, approximately $95. The Sharpie, for tourniquet time. The genuine cat from North American Rescue. The Israeli bandage from Walmart. And 4 rolls of Vetrap from the livestock aisle. Bonus, wooden tongue depressors, 100 count, $3.99 at Tractor Supply. Improvised splinting material. Keep them with the Vetrap. Pete's last line, the $200 kit is designed to make you feel prepared. My kit is designed to keep you alive. That's the only difference. And the difference costs $105 less. In my next video, Pete's field medicine philosophy, the 3 scenarios he trains civilians for that the prepper community almost never practices, and the 1 drill he runs in complete darkness. No gear required. Just a timer and a willingness to feel incompetent for about 20 minutes. That drops next week. Stay capable. Get to Tractor Supply. The $200 kit sits in a go bag looking comprehensive. The $14 Vetrap does 6 things the kit claims to do, and does them better in the conditions that matter for a fraction of the cost. Forgiving gear. $3.49 per roll. Livestock aisle. The cow doesn't care about the label. Neither does the Ranger. Neither should you.